Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Marvin. If today is the first time of stopping by, you're definitely welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming to watch my video once again. So today I just want to touch on owning a car in Canada, whether as a new immigrant or as an international student. Is it necessary to buy a car? Is it necessary to have a car? What are the pros and cons of owning a car in Canada? So yeah, stick and stay and let me touch on this briefly. Yeah, so first and foremost, is it necessary to buy a car as an international student here in Canada or as a new immigrant here in Canada? I would say personally, having a car here in Canada is not luxury, right? For someone who is new or for like a student, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity, right? In a sense that the transport system really sucks. It really sucks. And then sometimes there are so many delays, right? So, you know, owning a car makes it easier for you, makes your movement easier. So I'll just say it's kind of necessary to, you know, own a car or buy a car if you can, right? If you can. And it's not mandatory to get a car. It's not mandatory. So you don't have to like put so much pressure on yourself just to get a car. But if you feel like, you know, getting a car will ease down you know, the burden of waiting for the transport all the time, then why not just go ahead and do that, right? So yeah. And what are the ways you can purchase a car here in Canada? These are the ways I know from experience, right? So it's either you buy the car like with cash, like full payment, or you finance a car, right? So if you want to buy a car, you can either walk into like the dealership, or you go to Facebook Marketplace, or you visit garages around to see if they have what you're looking for, right? So financing a car, you can get deals on like Facebook Marketplace, where there are dealerships that have posted, you know, cars that can be financed, right? Or you either walk into the dealership yourself. So from experience, some of the dealerships will check your credit score as well. They'll also check the number of years you have on your immigration documents, right? So for a student like me, they are going to check your study permits. And some, from experience, will not give this option to somebody who is staying less than 2 years, right? Or who has 2 years, less than 2 years on their immigration document. So for instance, let's say on your immigration document, you are supposed to stay for 2 years, or your program is for 2 years, right? And then you've done 1 year already and you are in your final year, or you are in your second year, right? And then you want to finance a car. You may not get the chance to do so, or they may not grant you the opportunity, right? Because you have less than a year, less than like 2 years, and they want someone with 2 years and over on their immigration document, right? So yeah, that is also one thing you should take note of. I don't know if it's for all dealerships, but from experience, that is what I know some dealerships do, or that is how I know some dealerships operate, right? So make sure you do your due diligence properly, should in case you find yourself in this kind of situation, right? And some dealerships also have cars that, you know, can be bought, you know, physically. So depending on the price or on your budget. So if you go there and you find something, you know, that works for you, and you have the money, you can just pay it off, right? The other way of purchasing a car is, you know, through Facebook Marketplace, or like I said, visiting like garages around to find out if they have like good deals on, like, you know, used cars and all of that. So on Facebook Marketplace, most people that I know buy from Facebook Marketplace, or maybe some other websites. I don't know about those websites, but what I know most people buy here in my province from is Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, it also comes with its own advantages and disadvantages, you know, because buying from a dealership, you are assured, right, that they've done all the checks and they've catered for all the necessary, you know, fixes that a car comes with. So you are assured you are buying a car that is in top shape, or like a good condition, right? So yeah, you get maybe value for your money when you buy from like a dealership. But buying from Facebook Marketplace, people are selling the car as it is. So let's say the car may have like brake issues, or engine problems, fan belt problems, tire issues, a whole lot. So on Facebook Marketplace, you will see that some puts down the records of the car, or the kind of issues the car has. So if you still want to go ahead and buy the car, why not? You can just hit them up and then schedule a date for viewing, and then you go and view the car. You can sometimes test drive the car, and if you like it, you just, you know, start making payments like with the person, and then the car becomes yours, right? So yeah, that is and then with the Facebook Marketplace, some of the sellers, right, are not very honest, right? So sometimes they'll tell you there may be a few problems with the car, but after owning the car or after buying the car, you realize that, you know, there will be some extra, you know, problems creeping up here and there. So that is the disadvantage, right? But some people too are also very honest, and then once you buy the car, maybe they tell you the car has problem ABC. When you buy the car, you just fix problems ABC, and then you are good to go. So yeah, it's 50-50, right? But mostly as students here in my province, right, I know a lot of people buy from Facebook Marketplace because yeah, as a student, maybe your budget is a little low, and then you won't be able to afford something that is in like very like good shape, or very like modern, that, you know, you'd need a lot of dollars to afford or to buy, right? So yeah, and then so yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. And after buying the car, you have to do like a lot of things. So first of all, you have to spend money on buying, like, you know, on fixing the car if the car has issues. And then secondly, you have to do your registration and your insurance. So for somebody who is financing the car, from like a dealership or something, you'll be paying like bi-weekly charges. Should I say charges? Or you'll be making bi-weekly payments, right, for the car. Maybe it's you're financing it for 2 years, right? So bi-weekly you'll be making like some payments towards purchasing, or like towards making full payments for the car. So mind you, as you're making these bi-weekly payments, every month as well, you also be paying for insurance. And insurance can be crazy as a newcomer here in Canada. So yeah, you have to do like your due diligence. Make sure you do a lot of research to know how best you can cut down costs when it comes to insurance, or get the the cheapest insurance, if I should put it that way. Yeah, get the cheapest insurance, because people pay insurance as high as $500 and something every month. That's like almost someone's rent, right? So, which is insane, to be honest. So yeah, because you might be paying your own school fees, you might be paying your own rent, your own living expenses, and then adding 500 extra for, you know, insurance is crazy. Not to even talk of fuel and normal maintenance of the car. So yeah, that's also something you should take note of. And then registration of the car as well will cost you like a bit. So they take into consideration like the age of the car, the model of the car, like the year model of the car, and yeah, all of that. So there's a value for the car, right? So should, in case you bought the car for less, let's say the car is valued for $5,000, and then on your bill of sale the car is, let's say, $3,000, it means the seller sold it to you for less than they have valued the car for. You have to bring like an affidavit slip where you and the seller have all signed on, showing that the seller actually sold the car for that amount, right? So yeah, you have to go through like all those processes, and it may take like a while. So yeah, what are the pros of owning a car in Canada? So first of all, during winter it saves you a lot, because you wouldn't have to go through the struggle of, you know, standing in the snow and waiting for the bus to come in. And sometimes in winter there are always delays with the transport system. I'm not gonna lie, there are always delays in the transport system. You can stay there and then the bus can delay for like 10 minutes and you're still in the snow, you're still in the cold. It's not like a joke, right? So if you have a car, you don't have to go through that stress of, you know, standing in the cold to wait for the bus. And secondly, if you're in a hurry to go somewhere, right, and the bus delays, you would end up going to class late, or you end up going to your appointment or wherever you are going to late, right? But if you have a car, it makes it easier for you to, you know, get to places on time without having to go through any struggle or any stress, right? That is also like an advantage of having a car here in Canada. And sometimes the car also saves you like on like timing, right? Maybe not lateness per se, but timing. Sometimes there are places you can get to, like if you have a car, in like just 10 minutes, but you have to take like 3 buses or sometimes 2 buses, and it may take you like an hour and a half just to get to the same place. But if you have a car, in 10 minutes you are there, right? So sometimes if you are going to work, right, there was this time I used to work somewhere, and when I used to take the bus, it takes me like, I have to leave the house like an hour and 30 minutes before the time. Not for anything, but just because I have to go according to the bus schedules, right? And I used to take like 3 buses just to get to my workplace, and it was crazy, because you always have to wake up earlier than, you know, the start time of your work, which was annoying. But having a car, you don't have to worry about that. You can sleep more, you can rest more, and still get up and get to your destination in just 10 minutes or in a few minutes, right? So that's also like an advantage when it comes to having a car as a student or as a newcomer here in Canada. And then another advantage is, you know, sometimes people do multiple jobs. So let's say moving from one job to the other, right? You are time bound. So let's say you are finishing your first job on the day at, let's say, 3:00 p.m. and you have to start your second job at 4:00 p.m. Having a car makes it easier for you to commute from the first job to the second job, and you won't be late, right? But if you don't have a car, it means you're either, you know, going to wait for a bus, which might end up delaying you at the end of the day, or you either have to pick a cab, right, which might cost you some amount of money. And here the cabs are not even also reliable. They don't even come early. So that's also another issue. So having a car in that situation saves you, like, you know, a lot as well. And then having a car also makes you eligible for certain kinds of jobs, right, that are maybe a little bit out of town, might pay you more. They might even pay for your mileage or your distance you'll be covering in and out. So you in actual sense, you'll not be spending, or you'll not be thinking about those things, you know. So yeah, it also, you know, makes you eligible for certain kinds of jobs and at odd times as well. For instance, the buses end like at 12 midnight. Some routes even end before 12, right? So let's say you are going for a night shift and you are starting at 12, right? And maybe the bus route you are supposed to take ends before 12. It means you have to leave the house way before time and go and wait, you know, just because you have to take the bus, right? So that's also like another struggle. But if you have a car, you can leave your house. If it's just like some few minutes drive from your house, you can leave your house maybe 11:45, and then you still get to work, you know, before 12 or by 12, right? So yeah, those are some of like the advantages when it comes to having a car here in Canada, right? And I hope I have not forgotten any of them. Yeah, if I remember, I'll just chip it in. So for the disadvantages, right now as it's snowing, I wish I could show you outside. Maybe I'll just put a clip in the video somewhere. You have to shovel, right? You have to always shovel to be able to come into your driveway or move out of your driveway. And then secondly, when the snow clearing trucks clear the road or clear the snow off the road, they end up blocking some of like the entrances to the house or to your driveway. Like this morning, I had to shovel like for 30 minutes before I could even enter my driveway. Can you imagine coming back from work tired and then you have to just shovel to enter your driveway? Because if you end up parking on the roadside, you're going to get a ticket, right? And you wouldn't want to be paying unnecessary things. So you have to shovel. You have no choice than to shovel. So that's also like one disadvantage. And when it snows and you have to move your car, you have to clear the snow off like your windscreens, you know, to make sure you have visibility, right? So yeah, it's kind of like time consuming a bit, but that's like the struggle with owning a car here in Canada, especially during winter, right? So another disadvantage is that cost of maintaining a car, right? Cost of maintaining a car. For instance, as an international student, you may not have the budget to buy a very modern car, so you might buy something that is a little older, right? That can just, you know, take you in and out. So, and that also comes with some maintenance costs, right? So you may end up fixing some things here and there, and you know, that will also be taking some dollars off you. And fixing cars here, oh my goodness, the garage fees or the maintenance fees, the workmanship, they charge like per hour, right? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Something that you think that, you know, is so easy to, you know, replace or to work on, maybe per hour they'll be charging you like more than $90. Some even charge like $110. You know, it's just crazy. So imagine if they are going to be working on your car for like 2 hours, right? They'll charge you for the workmanship or like, you know, the labor, right, as they call it. So imagine you're paying $100 even for an hour. Labor alone is $200, and then maybe getting the parts for the car, because here they don't really repair, they always replace, right? Getting the parts maybe might also be $200, so that's just $400, right? So that's expensive, right? So yeah, that's also like another disadvantage. So always pray your car doesn't get issues, because if your car like starts getting issues, you'll be spending a lot of moolah trying to, you know, get the car on the road, right? Another thing too is buying of winter tires. So during winter here, you can't drive with the normal summer tires. You have to get extra pairs of winter tires, so that will also come at a cost, whether you're buying home use or you're buying fresh tires. I mean, it depends on your budget and what you can afford. So that will also, you know, incur costs, right? So yeah, that's also like another disadvantage of owning a car. And then paying for parking, right? Paying for parking. Most of the times, like going to downtown, everywhere you have to pay. You have to pay to park. Even on campus, you have to pay to park. If you don't pay, and then you park by permit, right? Or you pay, there are like payment booths where you have to pay to park. Mostly like I think from 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. if you want to park there, because those are like the busy hours. If you want to park there, you have to pay. But I think after 8 p.m. or so, you can park there 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. But who is going to campus like at that time, right? So mostly you go to campus during the day. So it means you have no other option than to be paying for parking, right? So it's all money. This country is all money. Owning a car is just money. It's like taking care of a child, to be honest. It's like taking care of a child. So yeah, what again? Yeah, and then just buying fuel. Like, I mean, you can't drive a car without fuel, so it's also money, right? Everything is just money. The disadvantages of having a car is all about spending extra cash to keep the car on the road or maintaining the car, right? So yeah, and I forgot this advantage of owning a car as well. So let's say you have like a normal job you are doing. Having a car, you can also do like delivery, maybe DoorDash, Uber Eats, skip the dishes, you know. That can also bring you like some small cash, right? So that is also like an advantage of owning a car. So personally, I feel like I've been like on both sides. I use the bus system for like a year, a little over a year, before I even got like a car, or before I started like thinking of buying a car, right? So I would say having a car has made like life quite easy. It has made it more comfortable. It has made my movements very swift and, you know, easy for me. Like, I don't have to now be checking bus time schedules and rushing here and there. No, right? So it has made me more comfortable, even though like you have to spend like extra cash here and there. But I mean, it pays to be comfortable, right? You have to pay for comfort, just like paying for extra things to make your life comfortable, right? So it's normal. So right, yeah, I mean, you can also do without the car if you are comfortable with the bus. You're not gonna die. So yeah, that's also like, you know, looking at it from one perspective, or looking at it from my perspective, I feel like the car is not luxury, right? The car is not luxury, but should I say it's a necessity? You can do without it, right? But it makes life easier for you and more comfortable, right? So yeah, this is what I can say about, you know, using a car here or owning a car in Canada. So this is my perspective. You can watch it and then, you know, also make your own choice whether or not you want to buy a car or you want to stick to the transport system. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and then I'm sure I'll come your way with another video very soon. So have a wonderful day. See you soon.